All right, hey guys, welcome back to the YouTube channel. And today we're back in the shop, and I wanted to actually do something different on the channel. And so what we're going to go over or do is a toolbox overview. Right here, it's kind of sitting out here in front of the truck build. But basically, I just wanted to go over, everything that I've used in terms of getting, the truck tore down from when we bought it to all the way to, where we are right now. Yeah, I just kind of go over which tool, helped me the most, which one do I use the most, and just get a real good in-depth view of everything that I have in the toolbox. For anyone that clicked on the video that has a toolbox of their own, this is a very beginner set. There's nothing, really that's a, master mechanic, any professional tools. This is a lot of, Harbor Freight, got a lot of Milwaukee, things of that nature. That's kind of where we're at. It's just a typical U.S. General toolbox with side locker, no side locker. But for anyone that's new to the channel, clicked on the video to see the overview of all the tools, then basically the idea behind getting all this tool set up right here is to actually work on the project truck behind me. So if you are interested, basically I use this entire setup right here to go ahead and throw everything you see together. Basically, it was a truck build from the frame up. There's a bumper that's been sandblasted, but it's a 6-speed manual, full-wheel drive, 02 5.9 Cummins trucks. So anyone that has a diesel mechanic setup toolbox, and this is basically, what I'm throwing together as a project. So yeah, without further ado, we will hop right into, probably start from the top down and just work our way through the toolbox. And then I'll kind of go over a in-depth review or a little overview of each drawer, kind of the way I have it set up. It's not an official setup yet. I would like to step up into a Harbor Freight Series 3 or something like that. So if you have any suggestions or any open reviews that you have for the Series 3 Harbor Freight toolbox, then drop them below, or suggestions on which one I should step up into. So with that being said, let's hop right in it. So yeah, so as I'm going through this overview, if you see a tool that, I missed, or a tool that you would recommend, then be sure to drop that in the comments. I'm always curious to see what, other people have that make their job, their day-to-day job on a project like this or anything else, easier, more efficient, higher quality tools. And yeah, be sure to share below, and I'll be sure to look through the comments and see what we have. All right, today we are going to be using natural sunlight to get the best lighting on everything that we're going to be looking at today. So that being said, you're going to see my shadow, but that's okay. So to start off with it, it's just a 30-inch 5-drawer rolling cart from Harbor Freight, the U.S. General brand. And then to kind of expand out on it, I did go ahead and get 2 side lockers. The side locker, I'll move this. The side locker, I don't know if you can see this. It needs to be notched out for it to hang. There's a lip that can hang right here, so you can kind of see it. But basically, you need to notch it out so it will slide on the actual rolling cart all the way. And so that gives me about all the storage I need for what I have in the setup right now. It's basically 5 foot all the way across, and very good value. Can't really complain. Honestly, pretty good quality. Series 2 is pretty good. So that's kind of the basis of where it all started, was just getting that 5-drawer rolling cart and then going from there. As I added tools, needed to complete the build behind the toolbox, then I got a 1 side locker, realized that, it looked better with 2, more room. Not all the drawers are used in terms of, full capacity. But then again, I do have my Milwaukee ratchet sets kind of just hanging out on top. There's not really a drawer big enough to store all 3. All right, so this is probably my most used item. That's why it stays on top. Right here, this is a 3/8 Milwaukee set. And then you have your 1/2 inch. And then you have your 1/4 inch. So you want to look at it this way. Pretty nice, looks pretty good. But in terms of just being good quality set, they are a square socket. So when you set it down, it won't want to roll. Right here, when you set it down, it won't roll anywhere. Good marking on it. Honestly, a really good set. Pretty inexpensive, good value. Goes all the way up to 1 inch on your SAE, and then all the way up to a 19 for your metric sets. Got 2 extensions, got a wobble, and then got your standard 3/8 ratchet. So, and then basically the same thing for the 1/2 inch. Same thing, still square cut socket on the outside so it doesn't roll anywhere. 2 extensions, does not come with a wobble. Got a nice 1/2 inch socket or ratchet. And then this one goes all the way up in your shallow to a 1 1/8, and then in your deep socket, 15/16. That's basically what your lug nuts are for all the 3/4 ton trucks. And then your 1/4 inch. And by the way, these are all removable too, so you can take the tray out. But 1/4 inch, same thing. You get a wobble on that one, 2 extensions, and then you can go all the way down to your 5 millimeter on that one, and then your 1/4 inch drive ratchet, and then go all the way up to a 9/16 or a 15 millimeter. All right, so that kind of opens up what the top of the toolbox setup looks like. Also on the top, we do have the holes cut out for, you know, got smaller picks, got screwdriver set right here, got pry set, pry bars. Whoops. Got, you know, 24 inch pry bar from Milwaukee. So a lot of my stuff is Milwaukee. And then, you know, you got your smaller one right here. So that's not bad. And then Milwaukee screwdriver. These are pretty nice. You could put, you know, a wrench on that if you need to get extra torque. And then Milwaukee pick set right here. So, and then just getting these. And then I got kind of right here is where I slot some extra tape measures. Over here, this is an icon set. This is like a mini bit set that honestly is pretty cool. Has a pass-through ratchet, and then has an extension and all your different safety bits. So that was a cool little find at Harbor Freight. Safety glasses, and then box cutter, razor blade, and then Milwaukee tape measure. And also on this side is your bigger screwdriver, your plastic clip tool, and then I have another one back here, and then a bigger pick set. So honestly, that kind of rounds out the top. It's very open. I do like it. Shut all these, and it does look pretty good. So, but I have to leave this on top. And then the only other thing about this is when you go to shut the top, you do run into clearance issues on the pry bars. So I just usually leave it open. That's why it's kind of dirty. But yeah, that kind of rounds out what you see while everything's shut. And we'll jump down into going through each drawer real quick. All right, so first drawer is nothing too crazy. It may look a little crazy in there just because of how you know, messy it is. But basically what it is kind of all my miscellaneous nuts and bolts. Got basically your Loctite, your gasket maker, sealant maker. You got a random crow's foot alignment tool for a clutch. Kind of where my air chucks are at, right here. And you can kind of see just a little air attachments, magnet, Sharpies, a headlight bulb, or really a brake bulb right there. Barring tool for a Cummins engine. So this is kind of my little random knick-knack drawer. I don't have anything really designated for it right now. Marker. So this is kind of where I just throw stuff. Power wash tips or degree tips. So basically anything that doesn't have a designated drawer just goes in here. It's nothing fantastic, but it does hold, you know, those little odds and ends that you use every once in a while. Moving into the one below it, this is where I keep all my pliers. All my pliers are Milwaukee besides my extended reach needle nose are Icon. I kind of do like that brand in terms of, you know, where they're at for how many different tools they make. And then we got an F-style clamp. We got a C-style clamp right here. These are just small little clamps. They stay in here. Got your channel locks from Milwaukee, Lyman pliers, needle nose, side cutters right here. And then we got some vice grips, and then also vice grip clamps right here. So that kind of is the gist of that drawer. Everything's just kind of thrown in there, so nothing too crazy. And then this coming up drawer, we can kind of go in depth a little bit. I'll start pulling out tools. This is my air tool drawer right here. So we got a Thor Gen 2 high torque impact. Got a Thor Gen 1 high torque impact. We got, I believe this is a Thor brand 2, 1/2 inch long barrel air hammer. And then we have Ingersoll Rand long barrel air hammer right there. And then we got die grinder, another die grinder that's straight. That was our 90-degree one right there. And then we have the compact 1/2 inch air hammer. So going over these, this is, if any one of y'all follow or watch Torque Test channel right here, this is basically their number 1 and number 2 1/2 inch air impact wrench. They just came out with this not too long ago. Got this off Amazon. Got this one off Amazon, actually. And then they did another video where this is now the highest or most powerful long barrel air hammer on the market. So went up there and picked up that. This is the one I did have. Honestly, you can tell a big difference with this one. It's a lot more heavier, a lot more stout on the end, and this one you can tell is a little bit lighter. But these are actually really nice. You do feel the beans when they're pumping them out. And then this one's just kind of cool to have. This is probably the loudest air tool I've ever heard before. When you crank up 150 psi through it and you pull the trigger, you definitely know that it goes off. So that drawer has a lot of, or basically all of our air stuff, all the chisels and whatnot for the air hammers, our keys to take off the bits that you use in your die grinder. So that's basically it. I'll throw everything back in the drawer and we can keep on moving through these drawers. And it's kind of tight fit right here. This is where stepping up into a Series 3 72-inch box would be nice. It'd probably be a little bit more than what I need, but as I acquire more stuff, I want to make sure that everything is very organized, not just kind of jumbled into a drawer. Moving into the next drawer, this is going to be my most organized by far. This is my Milwaukee wrench set from 1/4 inch all the way up to 1 inch. And then on this side, we have our 8mm all the way up to our 22mm. And then honestly, these are very, very nice in terms of where they're at. Torque Test channel actually did another review on these. So I just have your standard 21mm right here. The good thing about this is they do have teeth that bite down into the nut you're trying to loosen. And then the cutout on the back of the wrench is also forms to the shape of, your standard 6-point nut that you're trying to take off. And so it makes for these, they hardly ever slip. I haven't really had any of them slip, so I really do enjoy them. Having every size, and then especially in the smaller sizes, going down to your 32nds and your 16ths. Like this is your 11/32 right here. I don't know if y'all can see that with the light, but see, there's our 11/32. So they start really getting on fine increments, and then also you do get a good marking on the side right here that tells you which one you're missing. That's a good thing about all these trays. When you open one up, if you're missing your 14, then it kind of sticks out and everything. Not really sure if I want to keep the trays when I step up into a bigger toolbox, or just go ahead and kind of look at some other people's setups if they have socket sorters and everything like that. And then on the bottom right here, this is probably my favorite drawer. What it is basically everything that I have Milwaukee. This thing right here is probably my most used after, or in combination right here. If I threw a 14mm socket on this right here, real quick. All right, this right here is basically what took apart an entire truck. You can break it free by hand and then just pull the trigger and it's taking it off. You can kind of see here is the frame of the old truck. So that is definitely my most used power tool by far. Super handy in terms of just, the efficiency of taking nuts and bolts off. It does, it's a high-speed version, so it doesn't have much torque to break stuff free, but you can always break it by hand. And then you do have that fast 450 RPM free speed, or free turn speed. I liked it so much that I had to get the extended version that came out not too long ago. So moving into here, I got some M12. This is M12 compact impact gun. Honestly, I need to get the drill, because not every time do you want to get your Gen 4 M18 drill out. It's kind of a little bit big and bulky. And then you have your M18 Gen 4 impact. So those are really nice. I do still have just the Gen 2 high impact torque wrench. What waiting to get the Gen 3, honestly. Then Gen 3, they say, is really nice. They did another review on it saying that app really is a step above the game. And then they also have their new 6.0 Forge batteries. So looking to step into that here soon. And then I have the 3/8 compact M18. And then also decided to go ahead and get the M12 stubby. 3/8 drive. So this is about 200 foot-pounds. It's honestly really good for getting that next step above, you know, what our high-speed electric ratchet can do. So that kind of rounds out all the Milwaukee stuff that I have. I don't have any of the battery chargers in the drawer. All the battery chargers are going to be over here. You know, just up here where the C purlin is. So that kind of rounds out where we are at as far as the actual 5-drawer goes. You look down here, this is kind of where I have all my fluids, oil, brake cleaner. You know, we got some assembly lube from Hot Shots right here. We also have some Wrenchworks Renegade spray wax. We got your electrical cleaner right here. Some Jack oil right there. What else do we have? We have some Hot Shot Secret Stiction Eliminator, some Everyday Diesel, and then we have, you know, your foam cannon right there, and then some degreaser back behind there. So this is basically what it looks like under there. So yeah, that'll round out the kind of the basis of the entire toolbox setup is that middle section, and then everything that I've got on the sides is kind of an extension of it. All right, so we'll kind of not speed through these, but there's not as much stuff to cover. This is kind of another miscellaneous drawer. I do have 2 quick squares, some scissors, the audio to, or microphone to my iPhone that's actually shooting this. I got a thread finder, kind of an Amazon thing, but right here. And then some more pry tools for plastic parts, like on your newer vehicles that, you know, those little plastic clips when you're trying to get trim pieces off is not the easiest to, you know, pry off without damaging. Nothing in that. Haven't found anything for it yet. So this right here is basically all my driver attachments. So, you know, here's your star bit set right here from Milwaukee. Here is your Phillips set from Milwaukee. And then one find I did have on Amazon that I really do enjoy is this Nico brand, basically Allen drive sets or hex sets. These are honestly really good. They're cheap on Amazon if you want to get this set. I don't remember the part number on this, but you know, you go all the way up to a 3/4 on here, and then you go all the way up to a 19 millimeter right here. So that is just your standard 1/2 inch all the way down to your 1/4 inch drive. You can tell my 5/16 has been used the most, starting to acquire some little rust, but that's just over lots of use. So that, really do enjoy that set. That was a good find. Getting into here, if you want to go to O'Reilly's, these are actually extended, you know, bit drive adapters. You know, you can go from a bit drive to your 3/8, and this is also wobble, so you can go ahead and use the 3/8. This is the one I probably use the most out of all of them. And then if you need to, you can go ahead and get the extended reach to complement that set. And then just your typical extended bit driver, and then a magnet one right there, and then a couple of little random ones right here. So this drawer kind of gets used a lot in terms of anything fastening, especially in woodworking. Under here, nothing. This right here is my electrical drawer. So you got electrical tape, all your different connectors. I got some, I think 16 gauge wire right there. And then you got your strippers from Klein, your crimpers from Klein, another set of strippers from Milwaukee, and then some, I think some Harbor Freight. So right there. And then in here, went ahead and got those solderable butt connectors. You know, you just cut the wire and then you solder it together, and it kind of melts everything together. And then also you got right here, I believe, is just all the quick connects for the electrical work. Haven't really had to do that on the truck yet because, or on the project, we haven't got to any electrical work. We're still doing hard parts. But yeah, that's basically my electrical drawer. Looking to expand that one because everything's kind of just crammed in there, but it does shut, so that's good. And then right here, this is basically all your metal removal or material removal drawer. So getting into that, that's basically, you know, you got your drill bit set. This is a nice drill bit set. We can go over this one real quick. So this is Milwaukee's Cobalt bit set. If I can get it open. So this is for drilling through pretty tough metal, hard metal. It does have the tip on there for a pilot point start. But that one was, I really do enjoy these drill bits. They make easy work of anything that you actually need to drill through. So that was a good purchase. Or die grinder bit set right here. Just all your different attachments to, you know, waller out a hole or make something to remove some material so you can get everything to fit. And then just wire wheels, discs for the die grinder that you can do an attachment for. Little hole diameter size guide. You know, you can figure out if it's millimeter or if you can figure out if it's SAE. And then I got a hole saw in there. And then a couple of, you know, one-off bits. I think it's like a 14 millimeter and a 16 millimeter in there. So that's basically a material removal drawer. Under here, Milwaukee light, pretty nice. You can rotate this and it'll actually rotate the light in a 360, or you can rotate it back and it'll do 180. And then some extra batteries. So that kind of covers that. Then again, just kind of your normal side locker stuff, but nothing too crazy. We'll get into our left side locker. This is the newest edition, so it has the least amount of tools in it. But basically, I went on a Harbor Freight haul and went ahead and got their flex head ratchets. These are actually really nice. They kind of replicate the Snap-on ones in quality. I don't need to, you know, spend the money on a Snap-on stuff. So you can basically say this is, you can see everything in here is kind of value brand. Maybe the Milwaukee is that nice brand that you can get, but everything else is, you know, a value purchase. Most bang for your buck, but got some extended wobble extensions that kind of complement what came in the Milwaukee sets. Got 1/4 inch right here, 1/2 inch, and then our 3/8. So this is kind of where these are at. Whenever I go ahead and move up into a bigger box, I'll find a place for all this that kind of matches the Milwaukee sets. Right here is some more, you know, Allen keys right here. Metric and SAE, and then it has a ball end so you can kind of pivot where you need to clear anything. And then this is another Nico product that I like. This is our star or your Torx bit rating. This is all the ones that come in it. You can go all the way up from a T55 right here, or a safety T55, and then over here, actually even bigger. So this basically covers everything that you have as far as your Torx bit goes. And then it does have your reverse, you know, slide over Torx headed screw. So those are nice. Those come in handy for, you know, those odd little fasteners that you run into on projects. And then this is kind of the random drawer. Got a hammer, Milwaukee pipe wrench, also act as a hammer. Fire punk lifting bracket for your 24 valve Cummins engine is what we use to set this engine in right here. This goes on here between number 2 and number 4 cylinder, where the valve studs or the valve cover studs go. For it to pick up the entire engine, it's a pretty nice little setup. Small little tool, but definitely worth the price. And then we have your crescent wrench. So, moving along, paperwork on the engine, nothing. So yeah, that is basically what we have for the setup that was able to tear down that frame, or a truck down to that frame out there, and then go ahead and build everything back up. I did forget to mention is the side of the toolbox. So this is basically all of our magnetic stuff. We do have a torpedo level from Milwaukee. This is pretty nice, magnetic, strong magnet, so you can listen to it. So, and then we have another magnet hook from Harbor Freight, and then this is my air nozzle from Capri. This thing's been pretty awesome. It does have a valve adjustment right here, so you can get maximum air pressure to the gun, but you can have minimal air pressure or airspeed coming out of the nozzle. And then we have a Milwaukee flip light right here. You can flip it, you know, lights on that side, or go ahead and flip it down like that, and then lights on the back side too. So that's pretty nice. Strong magnet too. And then our last one is our little parts tray for nuts and bolts. And that's magnetic too. So this is basically everything on the side right here. Two things I did forget to mention that are very key essential that do not fit in the toolbox, and I'm glad I just looked over there. Let me go ahead and get these out. Are my Icon torque wrench. So this is a 3/8 right here. This goes from 5 to 75 foot-pounds. This is for all the smaller torque spec ratings. And then right here is the 1/2 inch Icon 1 electric torque wrench. So honestly, this one is super nice. I know it's not Snap-on quality, but it still does cost a pretty penny, and for what it's worth, it's been doing exactly what I needed to on every torque spec that requires, I think 12.5 to, oh no, sorry, from 50 foot-pounds to 250. So that's basically where we were at, and kind of how everything was put together on the proper torque rating was from our 1/2 inch and our 3/8 torque wrenches. So yeah, basically that rounds out the toolbox. Definitely a lot of tools in there, a lot of tools that are very helpful. You can kind of see that the electric ratchet from Milwaukee, and then the 3/8 ratchet set is also basically the tools that I use the most. But I just wanted to do a quick overview. I know that you know, people are curious, I do all this work, you know, what am I using to either get the job done efficiently, or what am I using that lasts the longest and stuff like that. So this is basically what I use, or what the choice of tools that I went with. You know, I do watch Torque Test channel in terms of highest quality, most torque. I do watch, I think Project Farm is another one, you know, for some of these other YouTube channels that, you know, that go through the testing, so that your general consumer like I am, you know, can make a smart choice in terms of money and in terms of quality. So yeah, that kind of closes out this YouTube video. If you have any questions, or you want me to do some more in-depth on, you know, a drawer, or if you want me to go in-depth back on the Milwaukee stuff about part numbers and things like that, then, you know, drop a comment below. If you have any recommendations that you see, tools that I don't have, as far as, you know, diesel mechanic goes, or anything working inside a shop like this, then be sure to drop a comment. Also, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. You know, as I get more tools, I'll do an update video in terms of, you know, toolbox review, or when I get a new toolbox, and we definitely go over that. So yeah, be sure to like, subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.